They're marching through the fields where a million Nazis died. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. I'm going into battle, gonna take up a Union gun. I ain't gonna lay it down until every battle's won. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Someday you gotta lay down and die. Okay, everybody. Got a real barn burner of a banjo here today. This one is unidentified. Don't know who made it. If I had to guess, just based on that, mostly based on that, I would guess that this is what collectors call a Chicago banjo. Maybe they call it the Chicago School or something. I've always just heard it called a Chicago banjo. But you'll often see that. Now the problem with identifying these unidentified Chicago banjos is that there was a couple of big companies. You all have heard me talk about them before. Right there in Chi-Town there was a couple of big companies, Line and Healy you've all heard of, and J.B. Shaw, most of us have probably heard of. And these were two major providers, major retailers of banjo parts, strings and everything. And from either company, I think by the middle of the 1880s, you could purchase every single part required to build a banjo like this from either of those companies. So it's real hard to tell who made this. It's a nice instrument. It's got sort of a slightly V'd neck. It's a shallowish, wider neck, which I do like. Nice beefy neck. 27-inch scale, I think, just about. Now, if somebody's gone and taken out every other hook, I guess they got sick and tired of, way too many hooks was on this thing. They got sick and tired of dealing with them. So each hook is replaced with a nice little brass slotted screw. That ain't bad. Check out this tailpiece. I think this tailpiece is really neat. When I restrung this banjo today, I noticed that tailpiece, you can only use this tailpiece on this banjo because that straining hoop there is got this pinned in, so it can only use this tailpiece. So that must be the original tailpiece with this banjo, which is pretty cool. And I think the tailpiece kind of favors that peghead design. Kind of looks similar, sort of a lyre shaped, obviously a lyre in the peghead and sort of a lyre shaped design in the tailpiece. Let's take another look at this neck inlay, because this is what really makes this banjo unusual. Is the combination of this. We're pretty sure this is an 1890s banjo. The combination of that mother of pearl inlay on a celluloid fingerboard like that was very uncommon in the 1890s. So this would be a very early example of that. We've just got a cheap frosted plastic head. Oh, incidentally, I do want to show off my handiwork. I made that bridge today. Well, just right now before I film this video. That bridge is from an old scrap of a 100-year-old floorboard that I just took out of my house, just a little piece of floorboard. This house was built in the 20s, so I feel safe saying that it's a 100-year-old piece of hard pine there. And look how narrow it is. So that lends the banjo, that helps it out. And so a lot of y'all would have heard, if you just heard me recently playing on this banjo in the last videos, it had cheap old light gauge steel strings on it, so I slapped labella number 17s on it, a hard pine bridge that I made myself, and pretty neat banjo. Okay, everybody, that's all I wanted to show you. If you like this kind of stuff, please do give me the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down there, and better yet, share this with somebody. Thanks a lot.